my name is Stevie Rae Stephens, and I'm going to talk about my two singles, Uneasy and Ladylike. Uneasy and Ladylike are the first of 4 singles coming out in 2019, along with 3 EPs, Part 1 Ladylike, Part 2 Daydreams, and Part 3 Cruel Love, which will ultimately create the album Ladylike. So let's start with Part 1, Ladylike. There's going to be a lot of that, so bear with me. This is my first feminist project, and side note, feminism is the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. It is not a hatred of men, and this project will be rooted in the dictionary definition and only definition of feminism. I am so incredibly excited to share this with everyone on March 8th, International Women's Day, because it feels like the first project that is the truest representation of me as an artist. The first single, Uneasy, came out on January 19th, the same day as the Women's March in Nashville, and is about the Me Too movement. When the hashtag MeToo blew up on social media late 2017, it opened a lot of eyes and a lot of hearts to the fact that rape culture affects all of us. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, friends, coworkers, neighbors, everyone. And I wanted to write something that wasn't just about my story, but about everyone's story, and really shed some light on the fact that rape culture, victim blaming, slut shaming, gender roles are incredibly counterproductive to our progress as a species. We can teach 5-year-olds basic physics, but we can't teach adults the concept of consent. I wanted to simplify how asinine accepting and perpetuating rape culture is. It was my fault, she says. I shouldn't have been out so late. It was my fault, he says. I was young and ashamed and I didn't know. It was my fault, she says. I should have fought harder, but I was afraid. It was my fault, we said. Because this affects all of us, it's going to take all of us to fix. The thing about this song that I didn't expect was how much it would resonate with so many people. It doesn't really feel like it's mine anymore. That's the most I could have ever wanted for this song. Which leads me into Ladylike. The concept of ladylike is to be a well-bred, decorous woman, and other words for decorous are polite and restrained. Society raises women to be ladylike through media, more gender roles, social constructions, and a general outdated concept of what it means to be a woman. What happens when you're a young adult and you are being held down by someone bigger than you, and you manage to squeeze the word no through debilitating fear, shame, and a disbelief that this is happening, just to find out that your words don't work. A lifetime of learning to be ladylike suddenly seems pointless in the face of that reality. It's time to reclaim the word ladylike, to be inclusive of descriptors like confident, empowered, strong. I studied martial arts for 2 years after my own assault. And I find that the most effective technique is knowing my value. Knowing that my body is mine and that I am worth fighting for. Without that fundamental understanding that our bodies are our most precious possessions, it doesn't matter if you know how to snap someone's arm in 3 places with one hand. You will hesitate. And that could cost you everything. So ladies, do not be polite in the face of disrespect any longer. Show them you're ladylike, because we are more powerful than we all know and have been systemically convinced otherwise. Maybe then we won't need words like feminism and ladylike, because we won't have to define that we are socially, politically, and economically equal. We already will be. Thank you so much, Musical Notes Global, for featuring these 2 songs that I hold so dear to me. And I look forward to sharing the final project with you, October 2019. Rock and roll.